Hey lovelies, and welcome back to reviews and recaps. Let's get into today's video. Today we're going to be talking about Stormi Steele and how she had the audacity to compare her domestic violence harassing communication charges to Martell Holt. So we're going to be talking about both of them. We're also going to be talking a little bit about the Melometers and how this season has been going so far. So if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And everyone, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment in the comment section below. And let's get into it. So in the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Stormy and Martell had a conversation. And Stormy was talking about how Melody basically declined showing up to her lovers and friends gala, and it was almost like she was not willing to attend if Martell was going to be attending. And he tried to give the example of, well, we were at a thing for our daughter. She was on one side, I was on the other. So that's a school thing. Like, let's be serious here for a second. Melody would want to support her daughter, and Martell will want to support his daughter. So, of course, they're both going to be at school things. You think that one of them is going to be like, oh, I'm not going to show up to support my daughter because of what is ongoing? Of course not. Anyway, Stormy basically told him that she saw his mugshot and that she went to jail for the same thing. And then for me, it's the way it was trivialized. It's like, how do you say that you went to jail for the same thing? Technically, yes, you may say it's the same charges. Absolutely. But stop acting like there are similarities between what happened to Stormy and what happened to Martell. That is an extreme reach. It's like you are grasping at straws. That's what it feels like. Because think about it. Stormy's encounter was extremely different. Did it have to do with any revenge P? No. So to make it seem like that is ridiculous. She also said, oh, she didn't end up with a mugshot. I'm like, so one person ended up with a mugshot. The other person didn't. Also, let's be clear. Martell was criminally charged and convicted and then appealed the conviction. So let's not act like those are not completely different issues. What is interesting is that Stormy brings up the Melometers whenever it's convenient for her. And I feel like it's a very disingenuous way of doing things. Like, for instance, when she was talking about it in her video recently on our Instagram live, she said a YouTuber. Why didn't you say a YouTuber on the show? Why did you say a Melometer? Which makes me feel like you guys are all reading from the same script, where you guys are being told this season we're talking about the Melometers. So anyway, you can bring that in. So was she a Melometer? Maybe they were passing cards saying she's a Melometer or something. I don't know. But that is what it's given. Because why didn't you keep that same energy on Instagram Live and say, this person who is a Melometer, this Melometer did this. Instead, you did that on the show, and then in your live, you say a YouTuber. So which is it? Melometer, YouTuber? What are we focusing on? So of course, Martell and Stormy used the opportunity to talk about the Melometers. She explained that this particular Melometer came to her warehouse trying to disprove the fact that she's successful or has a business. And she did say she was yelling some crazy ish. And the lady was recording the whole time, which is how she ended up with a warrant for her arrest for harassing communications. That's fair. That's absolutely fine. But why didn't you ask him, how did you end up with your warrant for harassing communications? And why did you end up with a mugshot? The severity is clearly different. Because you did not end up with a mugshot. Why did Martell end up with a mugshot and you didn't? They are both similar charges, aren't they? So, of course, there are distinctions. And it's like, why can't that be projected and explored and made clear? What it comes across is that's not being highlighted. But instead, the severity of what Martell did is being trivialized, almost to now look like it's on the same level as Stormy, which is very disappointing. But I'm just like, to be honest, there's nothing else to be surprised about. This is a Carlos King production. He has not shown us that he is able to create balanced storylines where it is not heavily against one person versus the others. Because on Love and Marriage Huntsville, at least, what comes across so strongly and has been since season 1 is it has always been tipped against one person. And my question is it that Carlos doesn't think that a balanced show would be interesting? Like, do you think that it has to be drama, drama, drama? One person has to be the subject of the conversation. Like, why can't we have some balance where everybody is bringing what they're bringing to the show? It doesn't have to be a focus on one person all the time, where everyone feels like they can attack that one person to be able to get in. Because, like, this season, for instance, it seems that everyone is using the opportunity, whatever opportunity they get, to come at the Melometers or Melody. Now, to even make things worse, Martell had the audacity in his confessionals to say that the Melometers are unhinged. He then also said Melody created them, Melody named them, and that there is no excuse for this groups of people's behavior. It feels like Melody can still hold them responsible. I'm just like, what are you talking about, sir? That's like Melody saying that you guys as fans are unhinged. Because let's not act like some of you don't have fans. You guys might not have the same level of fans that Melody does. You guys might not have the same level of supportive and loyal fans that she does. But you guys do have fans. And you guys have people that are constantly in comments of YouTubers and non-YouTubers on Instagram. All these Instagram pages that post the show. We see people in the comments coming and dogging out Melody all the time. Let's not even talk about the Facebook groups. The Facebook groups are the worst. With all of them coming at her, being so disrespectful, taking things extremely too far. But you will never see Melody come out here and complain. You don't see her dragging these people. She pays them no mind. Usually, the only time she will come to address things is if you are spewing lies and you are consistently, continuously talking about her. And then she's just like, enough is enough. I've had it. I'm done. But interestingly enough, that has not been the case at all. I absolutely hate the way that everything is just tilted against the Melometers and Melody this season. But it's nothing new. The only new part about it is them actually openly calling out the Melometers. That is what is the most shocking. And I don't know which producer had the bright or dumbest idea, really. By bright, I was being sarcastic. But who had the dumbest idea to make the Melometers the center of the conversation this season? Maybe they were trying to make Melometers be so angry to be like, what is being said about the Melometers to tune in. Maybe that's what the agenda was, but it's not working. This season is the most boring season they have ever done in the existence of the show. It is like watching paint dry. It is horrid. If there was anything else I could say about that, I would call it that it is terrible. Like, I don't even know how people can rate it like high out of 10. It is given a 3, and 3 is me being generous. Honestly, I was thinking it's 0, but I was like, that is so mean, considering like some efforts must have gone into it and time of the cast. So I'm like, okay, let me give it a 3. But it is very boring. Like, they need to do better. The other thing I thought was interesting was Martell asked Stormy about her relationship with Melody. And she said something I thought was shady. And this is the thing. I feel like Stormy is shady. And this is why like people constantly come for her. And then she acts like she's oblivious and doesn't know what's going on. But she was like, oh, you know, there was a lot of friendly energy, and that, you know, she likes when people are direct. But like she was sort of giving the impression there was a lot of friendly energy, but then they left things off on a bad note. So it was kind of a little bit fake that things were, you know, things were all sorts of friendly. And I'm just like, that's a bit odd because yes, you were in her face kicking as well. So like, let's not act like it was like fake energy or anything. At least that was what I took from that. The other thing was she said she likes when people are direct. I'm like, you say that, but then I feel like the way she's coming across this season hasn't exactly been direct. It's been underhanded in a lot of ways. It's been snaky, playing the field, you know, playing Trish. Let's be honest, Trish can't be your friend the way you're moving. So I'm like, that's not direct. That is very much not direct. It's the opposite of what it is you say that you are. Now she did say she does not have a problem with Melody, and I guess that's what all of them would say, but then certain behaviors show that they have I was gonna say something shady, but I'm gonna leave it. They have a problem with Melody. Now let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let's continue the conversation in the chat as usual. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post or go live. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.